the Atomic app. As your priorities change, so does your calendar dynamically using AI. So I have here is a calendar view inside an iPhone, and you can see I have a bunch of things on here. Let's get a better view of all the things that are on here. We'll go to the Google Calendar because the Atomic app works on the Google Calendar. So if you want, we can pause it just to read through each one. I'll just mention a few. So I have a task that has a poor rating. I have a task that has reminders. This is another task. I'm probably available during this task. So each of these titles sort of tells you what uniquely different is about each of these events. So each event itself will show you what Atomic can do after you run through this entire day through Atomic, through the scheduler that's part of Atomic. So if you want, you can pause it just to read through each one. I'll give you a few seconds there. And I'll just scroll a little bit just so you have an idea that what else is there. So you can sort of see there's other things here. You can pause it here as well, just to see that there are some of these events that sort of mentioned. I will have reminders copied over. I will be available during this task. I will be 30 minutes long. So these are things that will change after they run through the scheduler or through Atomic. So after you've gone through this, you paused it, you looked at it, great. And we'll go back. And we'll just click on the schedule right here. And we'll say today's start date. We'll change that. And it's today, but I'm going to run the scheduler at 7 a.m. Okay, confirm. And I will change the end date. And I'll change the end date to 11 p.m. So now the scheduler will run through the beginning of the day till the end of the day, and it's just changing. There you go. So now it will run at the end of the day. Just note, you can make this end date up to 7 days long, so an entire work week, including weekends. But just for this demo, we're just going to work on 1 day, so you can get a good idea of what's going on. So I'm going to press Schedule Assist. And so I'll be back after the scheduler is done running. It usually takes a few minutes, depending how big the window is, etc., etc. All right. Running. And I just want to show you how the scheduler rearranged everything. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. We'll go to the first event. Okay, so the first one was poor rating. So poor rating was actually somewhere around here. And so once you rated the productivity level at 1, the scheduler decided to move it somewhere earlier to see if that helps. The next one is I have the before and after time blocked. So this is the one with buffer time. So it has a buffer time before and buffer time after. And this one was relative to this one, which is I will have before and after time blocked. So this one didn't have buffer time, and once the scheduler ran, buffer time was copied over, and then the scheduler decided to place both of these events in the same area in terms of tasks. Around in the morning, around 7:45ish or so, and 9 here. So that's how they got stacked together. And then we have this one, which it's hard to read, but it says I have a time preference. And this one is I will have a time preference. So this one had a time preference ran in by the scheduler. And if you look at the time preference, and it says 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So as we can see, that the scheduler actually ran this and placed it between 8 and 12 p.m. Before, this event was around in the evening at 6 or 7 o'clock, and so it pushed it in the morning. And then this one was I will have a time preference, and this one probably also got pushed because it got copied over from the one above into this one, and so they were both stacked between 8 and 12 p.m. And this is a random task, and then we have the scheduler was told, please don't change this time. It's important it stays the same. That if you look at a few other events, let's look at this one. So good rating was actually an event that received 5 stars, and it was at 2 o'clock. So that means you were very productive at this time. So the scheduler chose to keep good rating at its spot. So that's how good rating was found out to be here. And then this one, I will have reminders copied over. If you open it up, you will see, if you go into edit and you go through, you'll see that reminders have been copied over 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and 30 minutes. And so reminders can now are applied automatically. The next one we look at is this one that will be available during this task. This obviously shows that this task was actually busy before, but now it's available, and it's been again copied over. Break, these are breaks that can be generated by the scheduler by Atomic. And then I am 30 minutes long, and I will be 30 minutes long. Before, this was about 15 minutes, and after the scheduler ran through, this became 30 minutes long. And then finally, this was grape color. This is grape color, and this was blueberry. And then after the scheduler ran, this became grape color. So finally, same thing for priority as well. This was priority 1, and then it became priority 2. And then finally tags as well. And so this event had tags, and then this event's tags were copied over to this event's, which you can look under tags. Social meetup. So the interesting thing about tags is that tags have their own attributes. Things like default time ranges or time boundaries for an event that's been tagged with a certain tag, as well as other preferences like copying over priorities, and then scheduler related attributes like if a tag is applied to a certain event, how should the scheduler behave in terms of copying over event attributes from previously found similar events. So this whole system works because of semantic search, and the key player here is semantic search and tagging. And the idea is that to have additional attributes added onto events that are synced from third-party apps like ClickUp, Monday, and Sonot, and then have them rearranged perfectly to match your day. You just have to train Atomic once and then just tap a button and let the scheduler run. Finally, one other thing I want to say is that with tagging and semantic search, we can as variables to create a mapping function. So the next evolution of the product would be creating a booking system that has multiple variations depending on who you will be meeting. So different personas will have different priorities. And so based on who you're meeting, you want to share your availability based on how important or how relative important you need to meet that person. So someone that you need to meet, your client, you want to be really available. Otherwise, if you want to meet maybe a long distance relative, you want to be sort of, do it on a free time. If when everything that's important, jobs that need to be done are taken care of. So that's how a new option for sort of booking could be available, and that's the next phase of this product. That this booking platform is going to be open source, and it's going to be a direct competitor to Calendly. And it'll be more privacy focused because now with the mapping function, you can map each event with different details. So when the booking is shared with someone, a calendar is shared with someone for booking, they can actually see what's going on. Sort of that's information wise, what you're kind of doing at that time, and then filtering system that allows you to open up your availability or close it down based on who you're planning to meet. Okay, and that's it. That's all about Atomic. It's a work in progress, and I hope it's useful to you and everybody else. Thank you. Have a good day.